Mycenae, or Mykines in Greek, is one of the most interesting and oldest archaeological sites in Greece. It was an important city of the Mycenaean civilization, which developed in the last part of the Bronze Age between the years 1700 and 1050 BCE approximately. It was the first advanced civilization of mainland Greece with its works of engineering, urban organization, and writing system. It is an impressive place to visit, being the highlights: its Cyclopean walls, the entrance to the fortress, also known as Lion Gate, and its monumental tombs, called tholos, like the treasure of Atreus, also known as the Tomb of Agamemnon, the mythical king of Mycenae, or like the tomb attributed to Agamemnon's wife, Clytemnestra. Well, there are several other things outside of the archaeological site that are worth visiting. This is Adventures by Footnotes. I'm Esteban, your guide for today, and together we're going to explore the hidden side of Mycenae. Mycenae is located in Greece, in the northeast of the Peloponnese, 135 kilometers from Athens and 42 kilometers from Corinth. In the surroundings of the archaeological site, now covered in olive groves, we were able to visit many tombs, 4 of them monumental, 1 bridge and 1 fountain spring now dry. And we know of the existence of many more tombs, bridges and other remains from the same period in the vicinity that we could not cover for this video. During our visit, we were lucky enough to meet the owner of one of those fields who personally accompanied us to see the first 3 tombs. He pointed us to this fountain from the Mycenaean era now dry. And he showed us a piece of pottery from that time as well. Let's start with the best preserved tombs we saw. Known as the Devil's Tomb or Tomb of Orestes, it looks like a smaller version of the treasure of Atreus. Orestes was the son of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra. Beneath the ground, there were several burials, all covered with large stone blocks. South of the tomb of Orestes, there were 2 large tombs in precarious state. One rudimentary with earthen walls, and the other one more elaborate, with walls covered with stones. Across the road, we found a huge but very deteriorated tomb, of which we could not find the corridor. And north of the Orestes tomb, we found the first cemetery, with multiple small and medium-sized tombs, all in different states of conservation. Some of these tombs were built with earth walls, some were carved into the rock, and some others had walls covered with stones. And all of them were simpler and smaller than the tomb of Orestes. In some of these graves, the vegetation was so overgrown that one could barely see inside. "200 meters to the north, we find the second monumental tomb, known as Catofurnos, which it translates into English as lower oven. In ancient antiquity, when these tombs were first discovered, they were mistaken with large ovens and considered to be built by a mythical race of Cyclops. This tomb is huge, and the stones that form the lintel are impressive. Returning to the tomb of Orestes and walking 200 meters east up the mountain, we arrive at the tomb of Epaminondas, or upper oven. The door frame is very well preserved, but not the interior, which is covered with vegetation. A few meters to the south, going down the hill, before reaching the fourth monumental tomb, we see a couple of smaller tombs, this time simple niches. This fourth tomb has the name of Panaitsa, or Little Virgin, maybe because there is a church nearby, and it is the second best preserved tomb after the tomb of Orestes. After that, we moved on to the cemetery number 2, a few hundred meters to the south. This second cemetery has at least 6 very large tombs, all excavated in the rock, with very long corridors. Unfortunately, in these tombs, the vegetation was extremely overgrown. In some cases, there were trees growing in the corridor, and it was impossible for us to explore them well. The third cemetery is located next to the access road to the archaeological site. In this cemetery, there are approximately 5 graves. The corridor of one of the tombs was shortened when the modern access road to Mycenae was built, and it can be clearly seen in Google Street View. The other tombs are slightly above the road level, with vegetation heavily overgrown. And finally, we visited the bridge, in this case, Hafe Bridge. You can travel to Mycenae with the Intercity bus from Athens. The archaeological site is open to the public 7 days a week, but the opening hours change, so we recommend you check the official website. The ticket costs €12 and includes the access to the main archaeological site and the museum. We'll leave a link in the description. To visit the archaeological site, you need at least 2 hours. And for the rest of the sites in this video, access is unrestricted and they can be visited 24 hours a day. And you need another 6 hours to visit all of the places. And if you're interested in the Mycenaean civilization, we made this video about the Mycenaean bridges, the oldest ones in the world still in use. And if you like exploring the hidden side of famous sites, you might be interested in these videos. That's all for today. See you in the next adventure.